Hey guys, so this is my somewhat dark drawing desk. This is where I record, and I've been extremely unhappy with my colors and the darkness of my videos lately. I have one window and two that needs to be on, 3, 4, 5, 6 lights in here because there's no built-in overhead lighting, and almost all of the lights are daylight lamps. What I'm going to do today, oh, and I also have some LEDs that were never really bright enough and that I never used. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to take a bunch of stuff off of this cluttery hoarder wall, and I'm going to put some LED lights up, and I hope that will sort of help the lighting situation for recording. So I just wanted to share this progress with you guys in case you guys are looking for better solutions for lighting your art videos. So this is approximately what my desktop looks like with all of my current lights currently on, except for that light I showed you guys in the corner. That appears to be burnt out. So this is just a test, and no color correction software has been applied to this because I'm recording this on my phone. This is the LED system I want to use. They are sort of like tape-like LEDs, and they can be daisy-chained into a longer chain. So if this isn't enough, I can order more of them online. And they have an optional dimmer switch, which I think will be really helpful. So that is what they currently look like. These lights have 2 plugs. They are basically the same on both ends for daisy chaining, adding more lights, and they basically smell like cancer. So my first step is to get my behind the table area kind of cleaned off so I can start hanging some LEDs. So I am currently using a Neewer mic mount with a adapter for my camcorder, and I really hate this setup. It's dark, it's hard to control, I can't get the kind of angles I want. So I'm going to start looking at wall mounted like cam and mic mounts on like Adorama and see if I can't find something that works better than this. I've asked other people who do art YouTube channels, and other than the Neewer mount, which is what I have here, and it's a table mounted mount, and I've had a lot of problems with like the foam grips on it coming off. I've repaired this thing so many times, but other than that, this particular mount, I don't get much information at all. It's really discouraging. So that's one of the reasons why, even though I kind of hate my desk and it's a horrible mess and I want to get rid of a bunch of stuff, I'm sharing this with you guys in case it proves helpful, useful, or informative. So I'm still working at getting this area cleaned off. Okay, so now we have our LED tape, and it's got adhesive on the back, and if this seems like a product that could solve this problem for you, I have a link to it in the description below, and it's on a spool. You can also check the description below to find out like how much you get in this. So I'm going to go ahead and connect. Now I want to connect the dimmer because I do actually want that as an option. And I'm going to want that to be on my tabletop. I have a squid power supply back here. So once I start getting this set up, I'll go ahead and plug that in. Somehow these things end up in knots even before they've done anything. Alright, so I'm going to plug this in and we're going to test the dimming capabilities. Alright, so it's plugged in. This is my LED. This is my dimmer. Ooh, they get pretty bright, and it's very white light. So hopefully this will really help with some of the shadows here on my desktop. So I'm going to change the angle for you guys and get myself kind of situated on my messy, horrible desk. And start working this around and behind. And I can just tape it, but I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to start off with like something really low tack like washi tape. So something like this, just so that I can kind of figure out the placement on my desk before I start applying it. And I've gone ahead and put my camera down because it doesn't really need to be up and it's kind of in the way. This will kind of help me test out what placement is optimal for me. It does say not to bend it at a 360-degree angle, so don't fold it over basically. And there's plenty in here too. Alright, so I've got it in place. This isn't exactly where I want everything to be yet. I also think I'm going to need some more because I want some to come from behind here and light up that area. And I'd honestly really like to find a better solution to this horrible, nasty mess. So, hopefully I will continue my lighting adventures in the near future. So I'm actually pretty pleased with these little lights. They're fairly inexpensive. The dimmer works well. That switch has like a really satisfying click. And I like the fact that it can be cut. So you can cut these to length or you can daisy chain them. I'm also kind of thinking about doing some behind my monitor just because that tends to like block off light and cause a reflection, and maybe even have one under this thing. Right now I have like one of those selfie lights also, which has a dimmer function as well. So I'm really pleased with these little LED lights. I will probably get more in the future, but what I'm going to do now is kind of semi-permanently affix them to my wall. They have adhesive backing, but I want to put a real camera mount on the wall, and I'm not exactly sure where that's going to go yet, so I don't want to use the adhesive backing that's actually on the strip because this might not even be the final setup for it. So I think I might just be like kind of trashy and just use a lot of washi tape. I also double stick tape, but that's not really going to solve the problem the way I want to solve it. I can also staple it into, or staple the washi tape down, which is kind of how this was done, but I'm really not satisfied with the light those cast. They are multicolor LEDs and you just don't get a nice white light. So I am going to replace my test subject and we'll see whether or not these make a difference. Okay, so this is under my normal original lighting conditions. Ooh, you really can see it in the, I'm going to have to put like white mats down on my tabletop. I think it does cast a significant amount of light. It does change the color warmth though, because these are very white and I have daylight lamps in here. But the fact that I have additional light now and it kind of, my hand will no longer make such a harsh cast shadow is a really good step in the right direction. So yeah, you can definitely see it. I will check in with you guys when I've done more changes to my drafting table slash recording setup area. And I think I'm going to find a way to better affix this to the wall. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. Certainly for those of you who are looking for maybe a better lighting solution or a customizable lighting solution, you can get these little LED light strips on Amazon. They're really inexpensive and I think it works better than Christmas lights, which is what a lot of people seem to be using. So I look forward to seeing you guys again with another video, kind of checking in to see how this setup has progressed. But for now, bye guys!